Remember how last time I was like, oh cool, Borderlands 4 comes out on the Switch 2 a week from Friday. Not anymore! Woo! The indefinite delays! I guess I'm not really that bummed about it, but it's like, can't at least give us a date. So at this point, I'm just like, you know what? The money I was saving for it, that I was saving for Borderlands 4, I'm gonna spend it. That way they'll announce a release date, and it'll be before I have money for it, and it'll be sooner. But this is probably not gonna work out like that. But I did spend that money I was saving for it though. I got a new hoodie, so hopefully that'll be I'll be warmer this winter because I was kind of cold last winter. I might even start wearing it to sleep. I don't know. Depends on if I get that cold again. So what else? What can we do? We can get some pieces of heart. I need to go to the hardware store. Which is this one. But not for Mr. Itchy Back. I need to talk to... Or, no, not. Not what I meant to do. That's a nice thing you got there. The song you wrote on that. Okay. I like doing that as my Scarecrow song because it's like, it's Zelda's Lullaby upside down. And also with up and A, so it has all the notes in it. That's a nice tune. I know of a tune. Ah, that's too bad. That's tune bad. You should have heard my tune. Well, I got the frog mask. Do I want a I don't really want a frog, but I think I will frog. Not to Clock Town, that's like 2 feet over there. Where's, Snowhead? I'm just trying to use up what remaining time I have, trying to get pieces of heart, I guess. I should also be sure I get 200 rupees or so. Oh no, that's not gonna work with the ocarina, because the ocarina isn't the ocarina of sleep. Even though I can go back in time with instruments that aren't of time, I can't put people to sleep with an instrument that isn't of sleep. Can't skip this scene. His head doesn't even reach the ground. Like I get the animation only goes so far down, but they could have made they could have rotated the animation. It's like they rotated him to get him to fall. Why couldn't they get him to hit his head on the ground? It's almost like this game had rushed to the development cycle or something. It's funny how this is like, it's one of the Zelda games that actually doesn't feel like it's rushed in any way. Like let's be honest, Wind Waker feels rushed in the end because, you know, you have the Triforce quest as padding, and then there's only like 4 dungeons. And that's a game that wasn't made in like a year like this game, or 2 years, whatever the cycle was for this. And actually, I don't know if Twilight Princess has any elements that feel rushed, but Skyward Sword definitely has some elements of padding. Some places that could have been better, but you know, feels like they kind of, I guess, not really lost steam, but you know, maybe rushed a little. Its ending is maybe a little rushed, just a little bit. But this game doesn't feel at all rushed. It's short, but it doesn't feel like they were like, oh man, we gotta make it longer. We're just like, nope, 4 dungeons, and that's all we got. That's all we have time for. I mean, I guess in hindsight, you know, this playthrough has really shown me I don't really like Ikana. Ikana is kind of the worst part of the game. You would think it would be the coolest part because it's where you get to use all your abilities in unison, but it doesn't end up doing that. I mean, it does, but not really in a satisfactory way, I would say. It doesn't feel like a triumph, like, oh, look at all the abilities you can use. You're so strong now. It's kind of just like, yeah, and here's a part where you swim, here's a part where you deku leaf, and then here's a part where there's lava, so you gotta be a Goron. You don't really get to Goron roll. It's mostly just lava and it's like, what, 1 or 2 buttons that can only be hit as the Goron. Stone Tower would have been a better dungeon if it had a Goron racetrack. Not literally a racetrack, but like, you know, a part where you get to Goron roll. Maybe loop around the outside on a treacherous path. That would have been cool. Why are you going backwards? Aw, man. I don't actually know if I can shoot him. Let me try. Oop. Well, not with a shot like that. Ooh, got him. Time to scratch my head. A little late start on that roll. 2 could play that game. Okay, well, I wasn't quick enough to get my mask off. You stopped shooting lightning faster than I thought you would. Yeah, I think Stone Tower could have at least had one part where you, like, you take a jump as a Goron, you know, you go off a ramp. Oh man, I was doing the thing that I was talking about that you can't do in Majora's Mask 3D because they changed how this guy's vulnerability period works. But I definitely don't like the statue thing. That much is very clear. And I'm sure it's not a hot take. They shortened that sequence in Majora's Mask 3D, so I'm sure it's not a hot take. See, you can't do this in Majora's Mask 3D. You can't roll up his butt in 3D. I was thinking about it earlier, and it's like, yeah, that's the statue thing. Easily the worst song in the, like, not in terms of composition, but in terms of effects. Worst song in the game. Probably worst magical song in the entire series, honestly. Like, its effect is just, it makes a statue, yay! You can hold down buttons. Which you could already do if the game would just give you like a block or something. You know, it's I don't really like the term like a problem looking for a solution, or no, that's the opposite. A solution looking for a problem. But that's what, hang on, I'm trying to remember where I'm going. Like, that's exactly what the Elegy of Emptiness, however you say that. That's exactly what that is. It created the problem like, oh, you don't have a block to weigh this button down with. If only there was some kind of song that let you make a thing that could weigh down buttons wherever you wanted. Oh, wait! You know, it's basically just the cane of Samaria, but more annoying. Or whichever cane is the one that... why did I put on Zora when I was coming here? The better question is, why did I come here after I put on Zora? I could have done these in any order. Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah, it really is just... All it does is weigh down... Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta be 5 feet over here. Not even 5 feet. 5 steps. 5 inches. That's how close I was. I was 5 inches away, and the temple's like, nope, I'm not waking up. You're not standing on the emblem. I'm trying to think through other songs in the series that have magical traits to them. Because again, it's not about how it sounds. It sounds fine. But in terms of what it does, it's like, it's gotta be the worst one, right? You know, ignoring warping, because that's, you know, however you feel about having a fast travel system. If you feel like you don't need the warp songs, then sure, that's the worst effect. But, you know, personally, I like fast travel, so I think all of the fast travel songs are good. You know, the effect of fast travel is good. And I was thinking, like, Command Melody from Wind Waker. Which you could, you know, initially you can argue that it's basically just the Elegy of Emptiness. When all you're commanding is the statues in the Tower of the Gods. But, you know, you're not summoning the statues, you're moving them. So it is at least a little interesting that you're becoming the statue to get it to move where you need it to, and there are some puzzles involved with, you know, moving yourself and moving the what is the quickest way to the boss key? You know, it's like I always remember the one, like there's one puzzle that I always do kind of wrong. Can I not fire arrow this? Seriously? I had to do it point blank. Okay, fine. Whatever. There's one puzzle. It's like, I want to say it's like the second of the statues you have to get out of there. And it always trips me up a little bit because it's like, oh, well, if you stand on the button, it makes the bridge appear. But if you make the bridge appear, you know, you're leaving the statue behind. So you need that to... And like I always think of it backwards. Like I leave the statue on the button and I make Link go across the bridge. But Link doesn't need the bridge. He can grappling hook across. So the bridge is actually for the statue. So you need to be on the button and then command the statue. And that's the real trick. You know, it's one of those things where, like, if you immediately realize, oh, this is how you do this, then it's a really easy puzzle. But if you don't think, like, oh, the bridge isn't for me, it's for the statue, you might get stuck there for a while and not even realize how you're supposed to get the statue across. Because it is a new ability. So I think it is very possible for someone to get to that point and then just completely not think about the fact that they're the one who's supposed, you know, they're supposed to have Link on the button. I don't suppose I could make this go faster with a fire arrow, could I? Actually, light arrow, why not? Well, don't hit the turtle! Okay, I'm gonna try to... As soon as... Okay, fine. Sure. Okay. Whatever. Oop. Oh, too slow again. Excuse me. Gotcha this time. There you go. And then, of course, there's also later in the game where the command melody lets you command Makar or Medley. It's funny that their names both start with M. Two shots! Is this the same cycle where I went through, went through Great Bay? I don't think it is. Oh wait, why did I open that? I don't need that open. Look, I don't need the key. I can already get to the boss. Ah, Dongero. It's been so long. What has brought you all this way? Could it be, has spring finally come in the mountains? That look, it's true. Winter was so long that I began to lose all hope. I understand, I shall head for the mountains immediately. Poof, he's gone. It's almost like he's some kind of frog ninja or something like that. Who would ever make a frog ninja? I think actually Wind Waker has a pretty good set of songs that have magical effects. Like, ignoring the two that only work if you have Makar or Medley, respectively, in your party. You know, where their only effect is getting them to play the song so that the big stone can get out of your way in certain parts of dungeons. Wait. There's a frog here. There are two frogs here. Don't sort. Oh. No, don't. I was trying to move the camera. Ouch. Stop knocking me down. I'm trying to get out of the poison water. Stop. I don't even know how much damage I was taking, because I apparently only took 2 quarter hearts, actually, I think. You know what? I probably should go fight the boss. This would be a little easier if I'm not constantly falling over from the poison water. I still can't believe that menu only scrolls with, like, left and right. I could have sworn you could point to the thing you want to go to. But I'm thinking about, like, what songs are in Wind Waker, and it's like, you know, I can't even remember its name. You know, the starting song where you change the direction of the wind. It's very useful in a game about wind. And there's like the one that lets you teleport, which again, it's fast travel, so depends on how you feel about fast travel, but I think most people agree Wind Waker is better with ability to go fast. You know what? I'm gonna spit in the face of the 3DS version. I'm gonna be Zora instead of a Deku. I guess they aren't exactly opposites, but it's not the form the 3DS version wanted me to use. See, watch this. Okay, well, don't fly out of range. Aha! Got you from behind. Why do you keep facing the wrong way, Link? Okay, I'm standing in front of him. Okay, fine. I mean, I could just hit him. I could just run up to him and hit him. Look, we've been over this. Okay. Nope, none of that, none of that, none of that. You know what else I could do? Okay, yeah, don't run into the sword. So I just want to make jokes, man, I bet if I was doing this in the 3DS version, it would crash, because it wouldn't be able to handle me doing this in a way other than the way it intended me to do. What? I guess I wasn't spiky yet, that's why they hurt. Turn around. Yeah, well, this is what you get for bragging. Punch you in the nuts. Oh! Oh, look at that! I stunned him out of his spin attack. Did I do that with the bow last time I fought him? I don't remember, but did not expect a Goron Pound to actually do anything. I just had to try it. I mean, I guess a lot of the songs in this game, you know, the ones that have magical effects, they mostly are just get you past a roadblock. At least the story important ones. You know, Sonata of Awakening, Goron Lullaby, they're mostly just, you know, there's a guy in the way. What do you do? Oh, he's asleep? Wake him up. Does he need to go to sleep? Goron Lullaby. In fact, I don't even think New Wave Bossa Nova does anything outside of waking up the turtle. But at least it's not Elegy of Emptiness. I still don't know. Is it Elegy or Elegy? I keep saying Elegy, but I think it's Elegy because it's like, you know, makes me think of eulogy. Oh yeah, I have a map. Go away, map. I don't need you. The frog is over here. Why'd that feel like a second language learning like the kind of sentence you say when learning a new language? I don't need a map. The frog is over here. Ah, don't care. It's been so long. Let's better you all this way. Could it be spring has finally sprung? Woohoo! Poof, he's gone. It's like a frog ninja, but who would make one of those? I almost forgot where the fourth one is. I'm gonna go to the third one, but I almost forgot the fourth. Because it's like there's two in the Southern Swamp, and also two of them are mini bosses. So then where's the fourth? He's very easy to forget he exists because he blends into the background, and he's kind of just there. Until you realize, oh hey, actually, I need to find frogs. Nope. Almost. I also remembered that there was a minigame you can do here in Great Bay once you beat Georg. I don't want to do that minigame. I don't like it. Although it might be one of those things where it's not as difficult as I remember it being. I feel like last time I did it, I went, huh, that was easier than I remember it being. Ow, staring directly in the sun. But I still don't want to, I just don't want to do it. It's just one piece of heart. I don't need it. He says, having 3 pieces of heart. Okay, so last time I was here, I was like, oh, I can show you what it's like being here. You know, if you restart the dungeon when you're in the middle of it and you come here after you have the dungeon item. And then I didn't end up actually doing anything like that. I tried to follow the main path. I tried to pretend like I didn't have the ice arrow when I wasn't supposed to. But now is the time where we can do that. As long as I don't run into a Skulltula. Gotta turn the water on. At least once I get this moving and it goes into the cutscene, I can scratch my face. Was Link a little sideways there? He was like, he was standing at an angle. Don't you know, Link? Not healthy to stand at an angle. Gotcha. Kill it with fire? No. Kill it with ice. Because I can. And also because it's already equipped. Really, if you wanted to, you know, maximize your damage against spiders, at least in terms of this game, light arrow. I still have not looked up if they actually have different damage values, but I just assume. You know, I took out that one guy with two light arrows, so I assume. And you know what they say? You know what they say about assuming? It's sometimes true. Okay. There we go. Don't dive, Link. Get out of the way, water. Why are you there? I was taking a drink of water. This is not the right room. I don't even need to hear, I think. Because I need to reverse the water, because otherwise the paths available to me will just take me to Wart. And we don't need that guy. We need the guy blocking the boss key. Wait. I like how my realization came at the same time as the music going tung. It's like the realization hit me, literally. So isn't Wart through? I'm gonna go through all this, but I don't think I have to stop for this chest. So I won't. Ooh, speedrun tactics. Oh, and then I messed it up. Managed to bounce myself onto a lily pad, and then my jump wasn't good enough. Yeah, isn't he through there? Because I realized, like, oh wait, you need to come here with the ice arrow so you can make a platform up to reach the boss key, which is right there. Can I reach? I reached. I'm still thinking about, like, you know, playable songs in Zelda games. You know, the songs you play to do effects in Zelda games. And I can't help but think back to how, like, pre-release for Skyward Sword, they were like, oh yeah, the harp is, you know, it's a throwback, it's a celebration of all the musical instruments in the Zelda series that you could play that would have magical effects. And then the harp is not like any of them because you don't actually get to pick the song you play. See, I froze you! Cheater, let me out. Yeah, I can't say I hate the harp in Skyward Sword. It's just, it is a far cry from what I'm sure the developers thought they were referencing like the Ocarina of Time. You know, from Ocarina of Time. I mean, it's in Majora's Mask too. I have it right there on my right C. So technically, I can say the Ocarina of Time. You know, from fan favorite Zelda game, Majora's Mask. Oh, okay. He can't be shaped like a mushroom. He has to be shaped like a frisbee. And then the ice will break. There we go. I have successfully uneviled the frog. Ah, Dongero. Could it be? Spring has sprung. Bye. Yeah, my main point bringing up the harp is like, I just think it's funny that they're like, it's a love letter to all the playable instruments you've ever had in the Zelda series. And then it's like the worst one. It's like, gee, great love letter. Don't I speak to him to leave? Now climb and back and we'll be off. Because I can't Song of Soaring out of here. I can only Song of Soaring to the entrance. Excuse me. Alright, fine, I'll try on the other side. Jeez. I kill them, then giving me a step stool or something. There we go. I'm not killing Georg a third time. I don't need to do that. No, that was definitely all 6 notes. You can't fool me, game. But no idea why that's happening. 4th frog is in Clocktown. Surprise. It's like I said, by the time you get to this point where you get the mask and you have all the frogs available to you, probably even forget that you ever saw a frog in Clocktown. And like I forget he's here too, because again, there are the 2 that are bosses, and then the 2 that are in Southern Swamp, and then there's this guy who has absolutely no similarities to any other frog other than being a frog and being a part of this quest. Ah, Dongero, so is a spring? Didn't know it could be winter for forever in a single place. I mean, I guess Alaska exists, but... And this is still the same timeline where I killed Twinmold, isn't it? Maybe I should go kill Georg. Just have all the bosses dead. I've been waiting for you, Dongero. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but it looks like you've lost a little weight. As you can see, Dongero, the long winter has ended and spring has finally come to these mountains. Let us begin our chorus. The conducting was spectacular, and all of our members rose to the occasion. This is how deeply we were moved by your spectacular conducting. Your conducting was so good, maybe you should have that as your main instrument in the next game. That'd be cool. Let's do it again sometime. I didn't realize they keep playing. It's still going. What are some pieces of art I can get? Ooh, I just remembered one in Akana. Actually, is it 1 or is it 4? Or maybe it's 2. Just not sure about the number. It's definitely not 3, though. I can tell you that much. Forgetting where I'm going. Iconic Canyon. It's still weird to me to think that the Japanese version of this game just did not have a warp at the top of Stone Tower. Not because of it being like, oh man, that sounds so frustrating. Like, the fact that every other region had 2 warp points except Ikana. Like, I guess it's supposed to be like technically the final area. You know, before you decide it's time to go visit the final boss. Ow. But it's still weird to think that they're just like, nah. 1 warp, that's all you get. It's like they didn't think there was anywhere else in need of warping to. I guess it is the smallest region. Because like everything is central to that 1 warp, basically. Because it's, you know, it's a stone's throw away from the bottom of the well, the Ikana Castle, and Stone Tower. Nope, not the bow. Not just the bow. I should not have put that on right. Nope, not check the... I wanted to put my bow away. And then I immediately get my sword out, so it was a moot point. There. Ah, nuts. I wonder what a Deku Nut tastes like. Probably not good, considering you're supposed to throw them so they create a blinding flash. So it probably tastes like going blind, if I had to guess. It's probably like eating a live firecracker as it goes off. That's probably what that's like. I don't want to know what that's like. It actually reminds me of a Mythbusters episode, because I think there was, like... There was some myth they were testing. I want to say it was about like a jawbreaker or something. What am I doing? There was some myth they were testing where they even made like an analog mouth so that when it exploded, you would actually know what kind of damage it would do. And then it exploded and it blew up the mouth, proving that, you know, that's why they make the analog instead of actually having an actual person test it. Because, you know, it might explode. And then it did. Because sometimes might is did. Shoot, are the rest of these just silver rupees? I'm gonna do them anyway, but I should probably empty my wallet. Oh, I don't have enough to do all I don't... Right, because I think you need 14 heart containers to do the final one. Darn. I would say it's weird that this well, it's not a dungeon. This mini dungeon area is like, hey, you can't open these doors unless you have enough heart containers. But it's not like Breath of the Wild didn't have a you need this many heart containers to ride this ride kind of deal. Gotcha. So that should immediately put him in phase 2 because that's buku dooku damage. I honestly miss this point of the Zelda series where damage was not like a number. It was internally, but to the player, it's just like it's the level 1 sword, it's the level 2 sword. And then like jump attack is double damage, so if you have the level 1 sword, it's just double level 1 sword. But if you have level 2 sword, which already does double the damage of level 1 sword, then a jump attack does 4 times damage. So with this being like, what, the level 4 sword? And then doubling that damage? Well, I guess that's basically 8. where if you assume, you know, level 1 sword is 1 damage, so doubled, that's 2. So then if this is level 4 sword, dealing 4 damage, then a jump attack is 8, so I guess it's not that much. But if an enemy already took 8 hits to kill with your level 1 sword, then the level 4 sword would kill it in one jump attack. Yes, Silver Rupee. Your face is beaming, except for the fact that it won't fit in your wallet. And you didn't put it back! I know people found that annoying about Twilight Princess, but I thought it was a cool feature. It's like, oh, my wallet is full, and this purple rupee, or this chest has a purple rupee in it? Cool, put it back! I don't wanna collect it now. I'll come back when I can collect it. But, you know, the better idea is to just let the player hold as much money as they find and not have a cap on the wallet. So if it's between that and putting it back, yeah, don't put it back. Just give me an infinite wallet. Yeah, I remember, you know, when I was really into, like, Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time 3D came out, like, that was some of my favorite things about it was like, oh, yeah, you know, you have the Master Sword, which does double damage compared to the Kokiri Sword. So then, like, you could kill things in one hit that took 2 hits when you were a kid. But then if you get the Bigoron Sword, you're dealing, you know, probably double damage compared to the Master Sword. So then a jump attack with the Bigoron Sword is, like, an insane amount of damage. Even though, you know, it's not like an RPG where it's like, oh, this sword does 10 damage, but then your better sword does 100 damage. It's like, yeah, sure, it's probably the same amount of exponential growth, but because it's an RPG, you know, because in RPGs you're more expected to continually grow instead of just, oh, I hit a story checkpoint. Oh, that means I'm going to have the incredibly good super sword because the game said so, and I reached that point in the game where you get that sword. You know, you don't just find the Master Sword in Ocarina of Time. You play through the story until you get the Master Sword. I mean, I guess in RPGs, like, there is, like, oh, you find so-and-so's weapon, you know, their super weapon in Dungeon 7, or whatever. You know, like I'm pretty sure every Final Fantasy game has, like, or at least, I want to use 7 as the example, even though it's like, well, there are other Final Fantasies, but that's the only one I'm certain has super weapons because I played the first chapter of the remake, and I'm pretty sure that had, like, everyone had an ultimate weapon. You know, at least for that part of the game. Probably not in the other versions, you know, excuse me, the continuations. But, you know, probably in the original version, there were probably also super weapons. You know, that so-and-so's best weapon, which you would find in a specific place. So it's not like something like, well, I was going to say Borderlands, but it's not like Borderlands doesn't also have specific places where you get specific weapons. But it's more... That's weird. I just got an email from Nintendo telling me to play Super Mario Bros. Instead of Majora's Mask. That's weird. No, it was actually them saying, like, celebrate Mario's 40th anniversary! I mean, I'm doing it in my own way. Not by playing Majora's Mask, but by playing Mario Odyssey. And Bonanza, if that counts. I mean, I generally consider Donkey Kong its own series. Where am I going? You know, if someone told me play a Mario game, I wouldn't pick up Donkey Kong Country 2. Even though, you know, same characters, they know each other. You know, the original Donkey Kong was the start of Mario Bros. In a way. you could technically argue that Super Mario Bros. Is a Donkey Kong spin-off, but, you know, to me, that's hot dog as a sandwich levels of technicality. That's like, well, you may be correct, but I don't want to say you're correct, because it doesn't feel correct. There are way more Mario games than there are Donkey Kong games. So, I think at this point it is acceptable to just say, yeah, it's Mario Bros. Is the series, and then Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong. But again, it's like, it's technically correct that, you know, you have Donkey Kong, which came first, and then they made Mario. No, he's down here. Oh, I guess that's day 3 he does that. You know, they took Jumpman from Mario, or from Donkey Kong, and then they named him Mario and put him in Mario Bros. It's its own game. What else is there to do? Oh, well, I guess I can go up to the mountains and do the thing that I got the Scarecrow song for. So unfortunately, I don't have the piece of heart from the thing I was just doing, but... Right, mountains. I'm still forgetting where I'm going. I may not even actually need to turn into a Goron. I'm not sure. Since this warp may be closer to what I need to go to than I thought. Oh yeah, and there's the guy. I think I already spoke to him before, so let's not do that again. I mean, I don't know. Could it be argued that Mario is not Mario in Donkey Kong, so Mario Bros. Is not a Donkey Kong spin-off? It's only after, you know, it's only later that they were like, oh, you know what? Actually, Mario is Jumpman, and, you know, it's 2 universes. Oh, I gotta be over there. Okay. I do need to go around jump. Turn that off. Don't waste magic. My controller's also vibrating, so there's a secret around here. But I don't know how to unveil it, so I'm gonna ignore it. For a moment, I was gonna say, where'd I get the magic from? Maybe the snowball that I crushed that I barely even realized was there. Okay. Leave me alone. You're not. This doesn't involve you. Except I do need my ocarina out, so I can play my Scarecrow song. And now a hook shot. Whee! I think there's one I can get in Great Bay as well, also using the Scarecrow, but I don't wanna. Because that involves a magic bean, and I don't want to go buy a magic bean. Actually, you know, there's the guy in Sun and Swamp that sells the bean. I guess that warp isn't really that close. But the water's clear, so... Oh, wait, no. I was thinking it's up on the cliff. No, actually, that's exactly where I need it to be. So, magic beans. I'm hoping for the but dude. Can you do some real estate fraud for me? No. I'm gonna have to beat Deku. I want to buy magic beans. Do you need any? You know, I'm selling a bomb upgrade. Do you need any? I guess the way I structured that sentence, it made sense. And I guess Zora. It's kind of cool how Ocarina of Time was like, hey, you know that enemy type that is like the guys that pop out of the water and attack you? Yeah, in this game, they're not an enemy. It's like, how often does the Zelda series just take an enemy and then be like, no, actually, it's not an enemy now. He's just a normal guy. I mean, I guess the Deku are kind of like that, too. Especially in this game, where it's like, this is the first game where you can talk to the, excuse me, talk to them, and they're not just, you know, it's not just business scrubs that you talk to. Well, I guess the enemy type does still exist. So it's like, well, I was thinking how in Ocarina of Time, they're still an enemy, but it's just the business scrubs that are the ones you can talk to. But I don't know. I feel like there is a distinction to be made there, and I just am too lazy to make it right now. Don't you make that noise at me. I did not mean to throw them again. Now give me my money. Don't you drop like 30 rupees each, 20, whatever. Okay, so I need the bean. And I need water. And I don't think I can do the seawater. I think it has to be this water? No? Okay, then I gotta go back to Southern Swamp. I get Southern Swamp water. No, keep the bottle on. But see, this is why it's great having fast travels. I think I do specifically need, like, the water that's around the Deku Palace. I don't think I can jump into the... I didn't mean woodfall. I mean, at least I can check this water. Actually, I don't think I can stand this unless I'm a Zora. No, yep, that does not count. But at least I'm faster. I gotta take it off first. And then you may be wondering, why Goron? It's because Goron roll. Yeah, I think I specifically need water from around here. Is there water over here? Or do you need to carry it from around the bean salesman? Like, actually, I guess I can put hot spring water in there, and when it cools off, it becomes regular water. And then that would work. Oh yeah, I forgot you can't stand on those as a human. They die. Can I get into the palace? Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I guess I haven't fully solved the area's problems. Dang, where am I gonna get my water for my magic bean? Oh. Okay. I got my water from my magic bean. Alright, sure. And I'm having one of those days where my nose is kind of like a little stuffed or congested or whatever, where it's like I can't really breathe while I'm facing the microphone. Sometimes I have to move away from the microphone. I take a breath. Or maybe it's like the humidity of my breath is reflecting back at me and I'm suffocating myself by talking. I can swim upside down. Swim upside down. Yeah, upside down. Kind of reminds me of the Cheep Cheep that you can capture in Mario Odyssey. And it just makes me think, man, if the Cheep Cheep controlled like this, people would have went nuts. Ugh, you're back. Well, you know how I can deal with you. I can do the smarter thing. Eat Great Fairy Sword! Oh, wait, you can't! Because I have items that you can't eat. Or should I say, I don't have any items that you can eat. There was the part where I planted the bean. Where's that spot? The Great Bay makes me think of how Majora's Mask 3D added fishing holes. I think there's only two. There's the swamp one and there's the ocean one. But it's still weird to me that they added a fishing hole at all, let alone two of them. I don't think this game needed fishing. I don't think it's a bad thing to add, but it's just, in a game with a time mechanic, it feels weird to spend that time fishing. Oh wait, do I have to climb the cliffs before I do anything with the bean? Actually, maybe I want the ocarina out. I think there are fish that, like, they only come out during a specific hour. So I guess that's how it plays into it, but it's still weird to me. Like, you know, there are all the people who are like, oh, I don't like Majora's Mask. The time mechanic, you know, gives me anxiety. Fishing hole is not going to help those people get over that anxiety. So I think that really just emphasizes my point of, like, it's a weird addition. Why would you put a fishing hole in a game where people are actively worried about how much time they're spending? You know, where people are actually... Dude! Why would you put a fishing hole in a game where people are actively stressed about how much time they're spending in the game? Where there are people who just can't play this game because of how stressful the time limit is. Like, stressful and fishing, it just doesn't go together, in my opinion. And remember how the magic beans in Ocarina of Time would, like, they would absolutely zoom around the areas they're supposed to be in? And then that one is just taking a sweet old time. Just like the fishing hole. I think there are also specific fish that only show up if you're fishing with certain masks on. Like, I think there's, like, a great fairy fish that... Okay, that was that email that time. I got distracted by Amazon emailing me about a thing I bought today. I didn't just buy a hoodie, I also bought a keyboard cleaning kit, because now that I have a glowing keyboard, I have to actually be concerned with keeping it clean, because otherwise the dirt is going to show when it's glowing. It's going to get in the way of the how cool the glowing looks. But yeah, to get back to the main point, the fishing holes. Like, I don't think they're bad. I think they actually did a good job of making them connect to the game's mechanics by having them, you know, be like based on the mask or based on the time of day. I'm pretty sure there's one that like it only shows up if you're fishing during final hours. So like the last 6 hours before the moon crashes. It's kind of wild, but you know, it's at least an example of how the time mechanic plays into the fishing. Or I guess the other way around, the fishing utilizes the time. Anyway. But it's definitely not something I cared about. I have not caught, I don't think I've got any fish there, and I have no interest in firing up the 3DS version to complete that portion of it. I've gotten 100%, I think, as far as the main game is, you know, as far as the original is concerned, and that's enough for me. I don't need more. I don't need the fish. I guess I've technically never, like, truly 100%ed Ocarina of Time either, because I've never caught the loach. Same for Twilight Princess. Never caught the loach in that either. Does anyone count fishing towards 100% though? Does anyone look at Ocarina of Time and go, oh, no, you don't have 100%. You may have every piece of heart and all the upgrades, all the, like, the magic meter upgrade and all the, like, the bigger wallet, the bigger quiver, and the bigger bomb bag. But you didn't catch the loach, so you only have 99%. Like, no, I think when people 100% the game, they don't think about the fishing. I'm not even sure everyone knows about the loach, because it's, like, the game doesn't really tell you about it. I think you only know it's the loach if you catch it. I remember thinking it was an eel. And I kind of just assumed, like, it's a decorative fish that you can't catch, because I tried to catch it and it wasn't interested in the hooks. It's like, okay, I guess it's a decorative eel. All right, Georg. Let's dance for a third time. Oh, wait, Bo first. Then Zora. Excuse me. Too bad I can't use my Great Fairy Sword on you. Okay, fine. I swear, every time it's like, no, I could do it. I can get her with the Zora move, and then she eats me. You know, I forgot to look it up. I'm gonna look it up now. My magic meter is flashing because I am currently using magic. But I am going to look this up. What is Georg's vulnerability period? How do I damage it? I mean, not literally like, I don't know how to beat this boss. Like I keep making fun of Anuma for not remembering. But how, as a Zora, how do you do it? Because the arrow is the most consistent way. To defeat Georg, Link must either use his bow or his boomerang fins as Zora Link to stun it. He must then dive into the water to attack Georg to cause damage. Zora Link's electrical barrier is particularly effective at this stage. Alternatively, Zora Link can stun Georg in the water using his fins or his electrical attack. I guess the wiki doesn't know. Once Georg is defeated, his shrink in size until nothing was left. In Majora's Mask 3D, Georg now has an eye inside its mouth, which Link must attack. Bleh. Georg could also be stunned by having a jar thrown at it. Or with a precisely timed roll. So I'm just reading further trivia. Like, its name may come from the kanji dat, which means fish. One of several ways to pronounce this kanji is gyo. And then they just slapped an R and a G at the end. Which, you can't just use those letters on their own in Japanese, so... I should have looked at what his Japanese name actually is. And then I didn't. I already closed the wiki. Fine. This is probably the fight that is most appropriate to have that part of the music where it's like dun 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 dun. And it kind of is like the Jaws theme. It's adding the suspense of being in the water with a giant fish that can just throw you in its mouth whenever it feels like and be completely immune to your attacks, other than the arrow. I swear it was not always like that strong with, you know, not constantly going for the, oh, did I get her again? Not constantly going for the bite attack. Was that the bite of 87? You know, the fact that that's such a meme does make me feel a little bad, because that was such a genuine reaction from Markiplier. Hey, screw you, I got the heart. So I do feel a little bad that such a genuine reaction is now basically mocked. But it is a great line to quote. And actually, Mark might even be in on the joke. I don't remember. I feel like he's referenced it himself sometimes. The only instance I can think of where he may have done that was, I think, in his Help Wanted playthrough, where he's messing around with the plushes and he's like beating them up and he's like, "Was that the punch of 87? Dude!" And he punches it in the face. Well, I still stand by. If this is how Georg always is with the biting attack, then the easiest way they could have made it an easier fight, easiest way they could have nerfed it in the 3DS version is just make it not invulnerable when its mouth is open. Is it a face? Is that where I was supposed to hit it? I feel like that's what happened that time. I hit it in the face. But the problem is, it's always going for the bite attack. So obviously, if it's going for the bite attack, you want to avoid its face. Whatever. It's dead, and that's the last time I'm fighting it in this save file. That's the last time in 2025 I will ever fight Georg. I won't fight it again for the rest of the year. Probably. Unless I end up deciding to do a randomizer or something, but probably not. Probably not this year. I got too many things I want to do. And it starts with my Halloween game, which I'll probably end up starting Friday. Which I guess I shouldn't call it a Halloween game if I'm not starting it on Halloween. But it's the October game, which is also not being started on October. But it's close enough. I'll still be playing it when October happens. So it's not entirely a mistruth. Hey, what time is it? Can I go to the bar? Should go pick up that infinite magic milk. I love that that's in this game. That's the true reward for helping Cremia. It's not the mask or the hug. It's the ability to buy that milk. To get infinite magic for 200 rupees. Okay, it's 4, so the bar might be closed. But I'm sure I'll remember when day 3 comes around, or when night 3 opens at 10, and I don't remember when it closes, but hopefully it's not 4. Ah, you remember, please come in. See, there's the theory that, like, oh, no one else wears the mask inside the bar. Actually, sir, it is the rules. Please wear your Romani's mask inside the bar. Okay, never mind what I was going to say, because no one else is wearing their mask. But I was going to say, like, oh, maybe you only have to wear it to get through the door. No, the bartender will actively scold you and tell you it's the rules. You have to wear it inside the bar. Oh, no, not spill. Oh, no, oh! Wait. What'll it be? Oh, there we go, okay. It's like, oh, I can't buy the milk if I haven't helped Cremia. No, I can buy milk. And I can drink it, too. I'm not that. Blue magic meter! If it did magic! But yeah, people say like, oh, maybe it's just a kid thing. Like, they just make the child wear the silly cow mask because he's a child, and we want to make him look silly. But I don't know. I think it's just a gameplay thing. Like, oh, they didn't want to bother modeling the cow mask on all the other characters. But I suppose to the same effect that they also didn't have to go out of their way to make it where you can't get served at the bar unless you're wearing the mask. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Let's see, what are some other pieces of heart I can get? I think all of my masks have really served their purposes. So I should really get more masks. And I don't feel like doing that. So... no, I just noticed the time. I guess it's break time. I can think about ways I can possibly get 2 more pieces of heart while I'm on break. Excuse me. I forgot to wake the game back up. So, actually, I did... Jeez, stop. Thought of more things. I also need the bell. More things I can do. Coincidentally, exactly 2 things. Well, it's one thing, technically, that has 2 different ways to get a heart piece. 2 different heart pieces. Oh, wait, not that balloon. Isn't Tingle around here? Dingle? Dingle? Jason! What, did he go home? Is he not here at night? That must be it, he's not here at night. I didn't think time of day mattered for Tingle. But alright, you know what? Let's just let time flow normally. I really can't think of anything else to do that we can do on the 3rd day or 3rd night. It's like there's a bunch of mini games we could be doing, but those require like, oh, you gotta beat it on day 1, and then you gotta beat it on day 2, and then you gotta beat it on day 3, and I don't want to do that. So just wait a minute for, hopefully for Tingle to spawn. I don't really understand what the zoom effect is going for. Yeah, there he is. Game? There we go. So that should be it. I mean, I guess the zoom effect is trying to go for like a claustrophobic feel. Like, oh, the black borders. Nope, I made that mistake before. Like the black borders are closing in on you. Like how time is closing in on you. How your time is running out. I guess that's what they're going for, but I don't know. It doesn't feel fully like that's like that's exactly it. I don't know. So I kept thinking about the shooting minigame that's here, which in the 3DS version gives you a bottle, but I think in this version it gives you a piece of heart. However, there's this guy right here. He's running a photograph contest. What? Jimmy Pictograph, I hate to say it, but the contest has ended. Oh, but I do hear about Boat Cruise is starting a new attraction, so could I go over window and ask them about it? Well, never mind then! Great! Maybe I can't get 2 more pieces of heart in the amount of time that is left. And I don't want to do spider houses. Because one's the Mask of Truth, and the other's, I think, the wallet. The biggest wallet. Which I guess isn't in the bank. But, does the bank have, I think it still has a piece of heart, though. Screw you, I can Goron roll. I can Goron roll as much as I want. I have infinite magic. Some people might waste this remaining time Zor swimming. I'd rather Goron roll. But I'm also going to be thinking about what else I could be doing. I think if you counted up all the pieces of heart where I know I could be doing them, but I don't want to do them, probably could get a whole other heart container on its own. Bob Jr. Whoop! I found a hole. Hello, P-Hat. Do you reward with a piece of heart? Now forget this. Great Fairy Sword. But I also put Goron back on. Actually, no, put it there. And I'll put Bow there just in case I need it. Ah, there we go. Piece of heart. Ooh, piece of candy. I guess I could go to the dog track and try to bet on that. Because, like, you don't need the Mask of Truth for it. It just makes it easier to guess. But I should build up more money first. Okay, now where's that bird? Oop. Should stay close enough to it that I can keep the target lock. This guy is, you know, if you're ever afraid of likes, in this game you shouldn't be. You should be afraid of this guy instead. This is the real deal. Okay, I don't think he took anything. But he can take your sword, and I think he can take a bottle. I think that's all he can take, but then you have to go buy it back. But there we go, $200 to go bet at the racetrack. And go gambling. Isn't there that like, I don't know if it was an anime first or is a gacha game first, and they made an anime, but you know, the horse girl racing anime, where they're race horses, but instead of being actually horses, they're anime girls. Cause we don't have enough of that. I mean, honestly, that the only instances of that trope I can think of are horse racing and tanks. Well, and guns. I think there's one where all the guns are anime girls instead of being actually guns. Wait, are you the... No, you're not the gold dog. I'm just gonna keep betting on the gold dog until he wins. Because they actually do have set likelihood. It's not just like randomly any one of these dogs. Because apparently the blue dog is incredibly unlikely to win. In fact, I think he can only win because of a glitch that can happen. What are you doing, my dogs? Put down, step away from the kennel. I'm trying to conduct business. Didn't you know that? You want to try a bet in dog race? Minimum is 10 rupees. You want to try? Then first go and fetch a dog. That's what I was doing, lady! What do you mean? What are you doing with my dogs? I'm trying to bet on it. Is that doggy fine? Yes. The doggy you bought me takes first place. You get triple your bet. Second place gets double. The doggy you choose places third or fifth. You break even. Get back how much you bet. If the dog does any worse than that, you lose whatever you bet. How much do I have to bet? I'm gonna look this up because I don't remember. But yeah, as I was saying about that trope, it's like I don't care for that trope. It's like why are they treating the horses? Why are they treating the girls that are the horses like horses, even though they're not horses? It's weird. Fine. Mask of Truth. Go away. I hate that pop-up. You're using an ad blocker. It's like, yeah, why do you think I'm using an ad block? Because your ads are obnoxious. Oh, sorry, it's not dog race. It's doggy race. Winning more than 150 rupees in one or more bets without losing a bet in between will win Link a piece of heart. So technically, I don't have to get a dog to win first. As long as I just don't have my dog place, what was it, worse than 5th or 6th? Trying to. Where's the part where it says how many rupees do I get for if it reaches first? What should I be betting? I mean, I can bet 50. I can bet until I go broke. Put my keyboard away again. So I think the gold dog is most likely to win, and then the blue dog is least likely. Yeah, don't let that early lead fool you. I think it's the middle where it really counts. Just go watch that video about the time the blue dog actually won. Well, crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Crap. I lost it. Barnacles! I don't know why saying lost it made me think of SpongeBob going, soiled it! And then that made me shout barnacles. And I don't think he shouts barnacles after shouting about having soiled it. Soiled it! Soiled it! Soiled it! Triple you bet. Okay, yeah, so I need to get first place and win. Bet 50 and get first place to get it instantly, or if I get second and then I guess break even? Would that count? Because that wouldn't count as losing. Again, with gold in the back and blue in the front. Maybe the idea with the blue dog is that they intentionally set it where he's, like, out in front early, but then easily loses that lead. He's like, he spends all his stamina out the gate. Barnacles. And there's the blue dog. Blue dog stinks. But at least he's trying. What? Why don't I... I'm trying to roll, lady! I didn't want to talk. Like, why don't I bet all 100? I think it caps at 90. It might not let me do 100. Is that doggy fine? Yeah, it caps at 90. Alright, I'll just do 50 again. Gold dog, you're supposed to be one of the best! Ooh. 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 Yeah! Piece of heart! And I think Blue Dog did not get last. You took first place! You win triple the amount of your bet. That's 150 rupees. Nice going! You've won over 150 rupees, so I have to give you a bonus prize, too. I've assembled a new hunk today. Oh, I didn't realize I had that many pieces. You want to play again? Nah. Oh, really? Man, I'm actually kind of amazed that I walked in with 200 rupees. And I'm walking out with 200 rupees. Oh, that's not the correct button. Whee! You know, I just remembered that Sonic can also roll. Not nearly as satisfying as Goron Link rolling. Like, I'm sure Sonic is faster, but he's usually running on his feet. He's not always rolling. In fact, I think usually you start losing speed when you go into a roll as Sonic. I think you have to... I lost my spikes. I lost my train of thought. I think you have to like rely on momentum when you go into a roll. Momentum or ramps. Or downward ramps, I should say. Well, since I won gambling there, why don't I try gambling here? See the time, why don't you try it, Sonny? Alright, Sonny. I get 10 tries at this. High score is 39. Shoot. Great start! I think you actually want to stay to one side and sweep. This is just my warm-up run. I wonder if this is any at all affected by the flow of time. Like, if I slow down time, would I have more time? You know, more time between rounds to shoot the Octoroks. Well, shoot. It kind of feels like I don't have as much time this time. Nope. Wait, this is 42. New record! Oh. Well, that's kind of funny. Alright, well, let me slow down time, just in case it does help, actually. I mean, what was that I was thinking about? Oh yeah, the picto box. I was wondering, like, how do photo mechanics work in video games? Not taking screenshots, because I'm sure that's easy. I mean, having the game recognize that you took a picture of a thing that the game is supposed to recognize. Like, how does Pokemon Snap? How does it know what Pokemon you got a photo of? And actually, I feel like I've looked that up before, or possibly seen a video about it. Because I just have no idea how you program that. Other than, I guess, because, like, you can have reticles recognize what they're pointing at. So, the only way I could think it would be done would be if you had the game record when the snapshot is taken what the reticle says it's over. So, like, if your reticle is over a Pikachu when you take the picture, then the game is like, ah, this is a picture of a Pikachu. Because it saves that data with the screenshot. Ah, man, so close. We're about to die. Great start, great start, great start. Shoot, 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 shoot. That's not gonna help. Ah. God, he's doing really good. Darn it! That's the hard one. There's 5 of them to get. Apparently that one's also hard, because there are 5. There are 2 of them that have 5. This reminds me of how I got the moon in Mario Odyssey for the volleyball. Gosh, friggin', dang it, friggin', do it. Yeah, I got that moon that I swear is worse than the jump rope one. Because the volleyball one starts off agonizingly slowly. And it slowly ramps up. And like you can, apparently you can cheat it by if you go into 2-player mode and you do it as Cappy instead, because Cappy is just faster and more responsive to your controls. But even then, it still took me a few tries. It's like, I swear that minigame is the worst one. Our high score is 49. Yeah, I know, I said it. Come on. I almost wonder if minigames like this are why I'm comfortable playing shooters with a controller. I mean, it's also because I didn't grow up playing shooters with a mouse. It's like I grew up playing Halo on the Xbox. Even though Halo 1 was on PC. I don't know about the other Halos. At least Halo 1 was. If only the round would end faster when you do it correctly. Ah. Oh, I guess that's one way you can do these a little bit more easily. Shoot when you know there's going to be one right in front of where you're going to shoot. Wow, 46 points. Frustrating. Ah, closing time. Quick, get out of here. Well, screw you too, Ludwig von Koopa. I'll just return flow of time to normal. Frustrated. I wanted to get that. I want to say, like, oh, I did all the individual sections correctly. I just didn't do them all correctly at once. No, I think that one where there were like 5 of them at once, I think I still did not do that one even once. Like, I'm telling you, man, that's when there's 5 at once. That's when it's kind of bull. And I just stand here until it's time. If this were Majora's Mask 3D, I could just... We can't proceed any further through time. Even though it lets you jump in 12-hour increments, so it would put me at midnight, which is not the end of time. It's not game over if it gets to midnight. It's game over if it gets to 6 a.m. I want to say, like, of the 4th day, but I guess we're counting it as 6 a.m. of night of the final day. Or night 3. But anyway, point remains, I should be able to jump to midnight. Like it does, like it lets you do. Or does it do 6 a.m. of every time period? Every jump. Like, I guess it would be the start of each time period, so it'd be start of night 1, start of day 1, start of night 2. I say day 1. Start of day 2, start of night 2. Says. Tail. Swamp, mountain, ocean, canyon. Hurry, the four who are there. Bring them here. Yeah, well, I guess you're not aware of this because it's a time loop and you don't know it. But we already did those things. You already told us that, and we already did those things. My water, even if they come now, they're gonna be able to handle me. Just look above you. If it's something that can be stopped, then just try and stop it. See, I know that line because it is kind of phrased a little awkwardly. If it is, or if it's something that can be stopped. It's like, aren't you talking about how strong you are? But just look around you. If it's something that can be stopped, then just try and stop it. Okay. How's it go again? Are Skull Kid's voice lines just Link's lines, pitch shifted? I feel like they are just Link's lines, edited. There's the guy who steps on the fountain. I think he steps on both of them. I really like this song. I know people are big into Final Hours. I think I like this song better. And it only plays during this scene, I think. Because it's called Calling the Four Giants. I think you have to have all four of the giants. And then call them during the moon's fall. You would think the moon would be close enough. Like, it looks really close on the third day. You think you could call the giants anytime during the third day. But, you know, I guess you do specifically have to confront Skull Kid at the top of the tower. And there is no top of the tower until midnight. They're not even touching the moon. It stopped. It is something to be stopped. So we tried to stop it, and it stopped. Tears. Tear. Some of the exclamation points. Good, we made it in time. The giant's skull worked on the Skull Kid. Hey, Skull Kid. See, it's... They call him the Skull Kid, but then they also call him Skull Kid like Skull Kid is his name. Pick a lane! Do you realize what you've been doing to everyone? Goldman, do you know what you are doing? Wait, sis, don't. Don't be so hard on the Skull Kid. Weren't you the one who also called him Skull Kid? And now you're calling him the Skull Kid? Or was that Tattle? Tail, why aren't you protecting him? Aren't you mad at him for hitting you so much? What are you talking about? He only hit me once. In the timeline, as far as the timeline is concerned. He was lonely, the Skull Kid. He was trying to destroy everything around him. That is not the same as a lonely child. We can't allow that. Yeah, you can't just point... Here's the thing about writing, is that when you write a villain and you want them to be sympathetic, you can't just have them be awful, but then also be like, oh, but he's lonely. There are certain things where a character just is no longer worthy of sympathy. The power of the mask made him do it. It was too much for the Skull Kid to handle. It's because he doesn't know his place. On top of having a weak will and no strength of heart, he's a fool. Certainly. Is that a comma? Certainly, he had far too many weaknesses to use my power. Yeah, I think that's a comma. I don't know why there's a line break there, though. Yeah, that's right. Admit your stupidity. Huh? Plot twist. This game isn't called Skull Kid. A puppet that can no longer be used is mere garbage. This game is called Majora's Mask. This puppet's role has just ended. It can't be. Then that moon? Here I thought it was just a normal moon with a face. What is she saying there? Like, oh, the mask is alive? That means the moon? I shall consume everything! So are we saying the moon is Majora? Has anyone ever... Someone's probably said that before, but... Like, where's all those theories about, like, oh, actually, the moon is Majora? Let's go back, hurry, the Song of Time! The Song of Time! Go back in time and do what? We'll just be in the loop. No, you've got to be kidding. Don't tell me you're going up there. I won't do it. You're going by yourself. I'm staying here with Tail. I'll go. What? What are you saying, Tail? Is something wrong with you? I don't always want to be running away. If only I had been stronger, the Skull Kid wouldn't have. I understand. I'll go. They should have both come along. That would have been cool. After all this time, Tail, you've gotten really stubborn. Just like someone else I know. Me? You know, you guys are really stupid. Well, there would be more I could do here if I had more masks, but unfortunately, well, I want to say I have half the masks, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got more than half. All right, so what do I need equipped for this fight? I think just the sword, and maybe Zora. I would like to kick his butt with the Fierce Deity mask, but I'm not gonna get it. So, will you play with me? A letter for me. You only have weak masks, so you'll play. Well, shall we go? It's playing Final Hours again. Whoa, spooky. Nice hair. Okay, so you gotta hit it in the back, which is why Zora is helpful. Okay, yeah, I'm Zora. Okay, fine. This phase would be over in like 3 seconds if I were Fierce Deity. That kind of makes me think of the topic of completion rewards. And, you know, there's something to be said about a completion reward that makes you super powerful. Because it's like, well, you've done everything there is to do, so what's the point? And to that I say, fun. That's the point. Especially if there's New Game Plus, and then you just get to go through the game again, but extremely powerful. Actually, can I? Light arrow might be overkill, but actually, it's no more overkill than a regular arrow, because I have infinite magic. Oh yeah. Reflect the ow beam. And yeah, I always think it's an interesting subject to like how do you come up with a good completion reward? Because if it's too good, then you have that thought of, well, where was this sooner? Why couldn't I have had this sooner? There's nothing left to do. What do I do with this? I don't want your dang lemons. What am I supposed to do with these? But if it's not good, then it just feels like a slap in the face. You know, it feels like a pile of poop in your hands, Breath of the Wild. And I think the answer always comes back to, it depends on the player. Because I think for some players, just being recognized for having beaten the game, you know, having gotten everything, you know, any kind of in-game acknowledgement of that will do. You know, the pile of... Did that restart the entire fight? Speaking of piles of poop. So maybe Zora isn't the way to go, but the fins are good. The fins are good. Like, I think, honestly, I think for some players, just the pile of poop is just enough recognition. You know, the game gave you something for getting all the Korok seeds, so it's good enough. The other fin hit it. But that was, I didn't want that to be my damage. That's right, come hit me. You won't. Ow, he did! I thought he won't. I gotta be sure to be doing jump attacks so I can do buku tuku damage. I'm not even sure I need to wipe out the masks, because I don't think you have to kill them. So I can just keep reflecting the mask's beam back at it. But they're annoying, so I want them gone. Well. As long as I don't get hit by it. There we go. Phase 2. I don't know that I would call Majora's Mask the best final boss in the series, but it's definitely one of the most interesting. You know, first the surprise of, oh, the mask is alive. And then the surprise of, oh, the mask grew arms and legs. Wow. Don't need that. There we go. Oh yeah, and also the fact that it's running around ridiculously, dancing. There we go. I think, just like Odawa, the secret to this fight is just hit it. Just hit it. Just hit the boss. Just hit it. I'm good with the spin attack. Oh, apparently you can't charge a spin attack with this. So you exclusively have to do the thumbstick move. There we go. Now I tripped you. There we go. Who needs a fierce deity mask? Not me. Now it's pumping roids. And it changed its head. Ouch. I always forget how to do this part exactly. Also, do I have a... Okay, I have a fairy. Just in case. I may need it. Stop. Touché. I feel like, you know, for as much as fans are like, oh, they should bring back Majora. We should get more detail on Majora, their backstory and stuff. I think it's very much a case where if they brought Majora back, people would not be happy. They would the new lore would not satisfy. And it's kind of like what I was saying about Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, where it's like, sure, some people do want answers, but I think ultimately it's better off not answering all the questions so that people can continue to believe whatever lore they want to believe. Ow. Get out of the way. Did Majora create the spinner from Twilight Princess? Oops. I wonder if these are new voice lines or if they're possibly reused from something. Spinning top! I think there's a way to get rid of them that's surprising, but I don't remember how. What if I just wait it out? Can't touch me in the corner. Are you just gonna keep summoning them? Oh, she could do that? Well, I swear I called it he before, and now I'm saying she, because some people think Majora's a she. Because men can't have high voices and dance around like children. The only thing saving you is the recharge time between my arrows of light. Freaking spinning top, get out of my way! Yeah, who needs Fierce Deity? Not when you got a Great Fair Sword. For the most part, I think this game does have rewarding quests. Because if you get all the masks, you get Fierce Deity mask, and that's rewarding. You know, it's a fun bonus thing to get and play through the game again and absolutely kick bosses' butts. And the Great Fairy Sword is also worth it because you can use that outside of boss battles, unlike Fierce Deity, and you can still be pretty powerful. And even when quests don't end with anything good, you know, if it just gives you a mask that all you can do with it is get one piece of heart, it's still progress towards Fierce Deity mask, so it's still something good. And, you know, and then there's the matter of like, oh, well, if you get a piece of heart, then you get a piece of heart, and that's more heart containers. So I'm not sure that there are any quests in this game that actually end unrewardingly. Like, the worst I can think of is, like, the one spider house where when you clear it... Actually, it has to be cleared on a specific day. I think you have to clear it on, like, day 2, and you get the wallet. Ah, he's awake. I don't really want to read all this. He's got a bird face. Yeah, as far as I can remember, like, most quests either end with a mask or a piece of heart. So you're always getting something good from a quest. Even if maybe in the moment, you know, on its own, it might not be the biggest deal, it still leads towards something good. You know, having more health or having the best mask in the game. And getting to do the bonus areas on the moon to get the best mask in the game. Which I think each of those areas also has a piece of heart in it. So you can get the last bits of your health by doing that too. If there's anything I think isn't rewarding, you know, aside from anything that gives you rupees, if there's anything that I would say is not rewarding, it would probably be the Great Fairy that gives you the spin attack, because I don't think it's that powerful. I mean, it might just... I don't know if it's a damage increase or if it's just a range increase, or maybe it's neither. But the spin attack is like, it is what it is. I'm normally a jump attack person, so I don't think I ever really realized that the spin attack does double damage. Which is probably why I was bad at the 2D games for a while, is because I didn't realize, like, oh, spin attack. Do double damage with the spin attack. Because you can't jump attack in the 2D games. Except for Four Swords Adventures for some reason. That game is a little odd, but in a good way. I think, you know, something that can really be said about the Zelda games is that they understand the art of, oh, we did that before. This new game can be completely different, and that's okay. You know, not every game needs to be Ocarina of Time. Sometimes it could be Wind Waker. Sometimes it could be Majora's Mask. Sometimes it could be Breath of the Wild, where, like, you know, it doesn't have to be the same formula of like, oh, you do the dungeons, and then you get the Master Sword, and then you beat the game. You know, sometimes you're sailing, and it really has a different feel for its exploration than running around a field. Because, you know, the ocean it's easier for the ocean to feel empty, but it's also, you know, for some people that really gives them a sense of exploration. And, you know, some people just like being a pirate. People love Assassin's Creed 4 for that reason. And there's some people who only like Assassin's Creed 4 because it's a good pirate game, and there aren't a lot of good pirate games. Man, and also like, you know, Breath of the Wild, where it's a massive open world and really doesn't have the feel of like older Zelda games. It still has the DNA, but it just doesn't feel the same, and that's okay. You know, for the Zelda series, being different is more of a strength than a weakness. Because, you know, sometimes you get games like this where it's so different from the, well, you know, I guess not as different as Breath of the Wild, but, you know, it approaches the formula in a different way with the time limit and, you know, stuff resetting whenever you reset time. But that's part of what people love about it, is because it's built around that time limit, and they get to do things with that make the world feel more alive. You know, shops closing at certain hours, or characters only being in particular places at particular times of the day. This is the part where I'm supposed to start rambling about how much I like this game. Wasn't supposed to be doing it over the end dialogue, but whatever. It's a stream. It's not a professional Let's Play. Even if I was doing a Let's Play, I'm not a professional. I'm not Joga Conroy. I'm not that good. But yeah, like, I think it is important to understand the idea of, like, not every game has to be the same. And I don't mean like a carbon copy. Like, I mean even like BioShock 1 to BioShock 2. It feels very similar. It feels like BioShock 2 is just building on BioShock 1. I mean, I know fans, like, BioShock 2 is kind of a hit or miss, but that's not really my point. That it's not as, you know, going from BioShock 1 to BioShock 2 is an improvement, but is not as stark of a difference as going from BioShock 2 to BioShock Infinite. But with the Zelda games, I really get the feel that they understand that. Actually, I do know that, because that's how Nintendo operates. Is that, like, almost all of their games are the same difference between BioShock 2 and BioShock Infinite. They understand that, like, no, it's okay. We did that already. That can just be that game, and then this new game can be a new game. We don't need to make BioShock 3 and then have it be like BioShock 2 but better. We can do BioShock Infinite and have it be a completely different game and with a completely different setting and feel to it. And, you know, not to say that Zelda games don't ever have sequels or games that build directly upon the previous game. I mean, we got Tears of the Kingdom, where they spent like a decade making a sequel, as opposed to Majora's Mask, where it's like, it's an Ocarina of Time sequel, but they didn't spend a decade making it. Imagine that timeline. That would have been wild. And it's much different from Ocarina of Time. Like, you know, it's obviously the same engine and stuff, and a lot of reused assets, but again, it's built around the time mechanic so strongly that it doesn't feel like Ocarina of Time. I like to think that with the way the end credit, you know, this end credit video showing all the characters, I like to think that this canonically means that Link finds a way to do every single side quest in one cycle. I'm not even sure if that's possible. I think I've tried to look that up once before. And, you know, I get one of those videos where it's like, is it possible to beat Majora's Mask in one cycle? But then it's like technically not one cycle. And they're like, you know, doing cheats and stuff, whatever. But I feel like it is possible to do most stuff in one cycle, with the exception there is actually, I think there are two forks in the timeline, because you can, like, at the end of the Anjuon Cafe side quest, you can either give the letter directly to Cafe's mother, or give it to the postman. But I think that's easily solved by saying, well, he gave it to the postman, because that's a happier ending. It helps the postman and still delivers a letter to its recipient, as opposed to if you delivered it yourself, in the game, doing that gets you a bottle instead of the postman's hat. So it's not really a fork, it's not paradox. Oh, console fell asleep. But there is like the bomb shop lady. Because I think if you save her from getting robbed, Cafe can't find Sakan's hideout, and then that basically nullifies the rest of that quest line. And funnily enough, I start talking about that while the bomb shop lady is there on the screen. I didn't mean to start talking about that at that moment. It's just that's when the previous train of thought ended, so moved on to the next one. But yeah, she is like the thing I think of where it's like, oh well, you can't do absolutely everything in one cycle because there are the branches. But I think just because she's shown there doesn't mean she didn't still get robbed. It just means she's happy in the end. So maybe she did still get robbed. Because you do have to, well, if you want to think of this as a story rather than a video game, if you turn this into its own movie, like Groundhog's Day, where, the canonical ending is saving as many people as possible in that final loop. Link knows where Sakan is. So he could, if he were a real person in the world, he could be, maybe not literally say, hey, I know where Sakan is, but, because, Link doesn't, he does talk, but, most people are like, oh, Link is completely mute. So if you want to follow that train of thought, he could still show Cafe where the hideout is. He could still lead him to there. You could, gesture, hey, follow me, and then lead him to the hideout. Well, I think this is a kill screen where you gotta turn the game off now. It doesn't progress past this screen. So I should stop rambling. But yeah, I like to think that end scene shows that, the canonical ending is that everyone is saved, everyone is happy, everyone has their problem solved in some way. Even if maybe the bomb shop lady still gets robbed, she's still happy at the end because she didn't die! She didn't get crushed by the moon! And I think that's really what they were trying to show with that part in the end credits there. So anyway, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say, and I can stop. I can stop now. Yeah, I guess Friday we'll start a new game. We'll start my October game early. I see people already got their Halloween decorations up, so it's not just me. Christmas stuff is also out right now in stores, and it's not even October yet. So if Christmas can do that, Halloween can seep into September. It's okay. But also, I say that as someone who, as soon as Halloween's over, November 1st, that's when I put up my Christmas decorations. I swap all the Halloween stuff for Christmas stuff. And I don't blame anyone who wants to count November as part of the holiday season. Because technically, you could count it as starting in October because, Halloween, that's a holiday. And then Thanksgiving, that's another holiday. And then, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that stuff, New Year's Eve and day. Holiday season. I think holiday season is technically supposed to be winter is the holiday season. But winter doesn't start until December 21st? Although now that I think about it, does that leave out Hanukkah and Kwanzaa? No, because Kwanzaa is December 26th, isn't it? And then goes till New Year's Day. I don't know about Hanukkah, though, but anyway, my point is, I can start my Halloween game for Friday, so October game, the spooky game, whatever. But my point is I can start it. That's what we're going to do, so we'll do that. Thanks for watching. Bye.